Okay, so like a long time ago, I did a video about The Maze Runner, which was one of the biggest things ever in like the mid-2010s. I mean, come on, dystopian YA movies with absurdly chiseled, dark-haired hot guys. I mean, that was popping off like you would not believe. So after getting somewhat sidetracked by other very important things like every Despicable Me movie for some reason, it's finally time to head back into the maze and see what old Thomas and friends are getting up to this time with Maze Runner, The Scorch Trials, which came out in 2015 to rave reviews. So last time on The Maze Runner, we found out that all of this was an experiment to study the brains of these kids who were immune to this like deadly virus thing that's wiped out almost all of humanity. And the best way to do this, of course, is to make them fight giant demon robot spiders. Perhaps a tad overzealous, but I admire the enthusiasm. So they finally cracked the code and solved the puzzle, and they escaped to find out that the leader, Dr. Gilflady, has been Robloxed by some rebels. And these rebels happen to show up at a very convenient time to rescue the kids from whatever this is.
I wasn't expecting so many survivors, but the more the merrier. Thomas continues to surprise and impress, and for now, they seem to have taken the bait. It's time now to begin Phase 2.
And this sets off the beginning of Maze Runner 2. So come along, kids, let's take a walk and check it out. But before that, really quick, this video is brought to you by Surfshark VPN. Surfshark VPN is an app and browser extension that lets you change your IP address to be pretty much anywhere in the world you want. Now what this means for you is it protects you from websites and other users trying to snoop on what you're doing and from where. Maybe your country has some like weird strict content censoring laws, or you just don't want people to potentially hack your accounts. Well, Surfshark VPN can help you with all of that, but it also has a lot of very practical day-to-day uses, like allowing you to watch the Netflix libraries from almost any country. Fun fact, Slovakia has by far the highest number of movies and TV shows you can watch, with over 7,400 titles compared to 5,800 in the US. And all you gotta do is just install Surfshark VPN and tell it to put your IP address in Slovakia, and there you go, you have access to an extra 1,600 titles. Or Japan and Taiwan have the biggest anime libraries on Netflix, so using Surfshark VPN, you can have access to all of that. Or in the reverse, if you're traveling away from your country, you wanna stay up to date on a certain show you're watching or whatever, you can use Surfshark VPN to put your IP address in your home country, and then wham bam bibbidi-bow, there you go. It's quick and easy to sign up and install, and only costs $2.49 per month with a 2-year subscription. And so it barely costs you anything, really, and gives you access to all of this. And get this, you can use a single subscription on an unlimited number of devices. So let's say you and 4 other family members, y'all want to pitch in on one subscription. That means you get all of this for 50 cents a month. So click my link down below. You're gonna get 4 extra months added to your subscription. So click my link and sign up today. Okay, back to the show.
You kids doing all right?
Littlefinger from Game of Thrones? Well, I think we should definitely trust him.
Call me Mr. Jans. I run this place. For us, it is a sanctuary, safe from the horrors of the outside world. You all should think of it as a way station, kind of a home between homes. Watch yourselves.
So this place is some kind of facility where they take all the kids who've escaped the maze. But turns out there's a lot more going on here than they thought.
Hey, Thomas. Hey, Mina, what's going on? We weren't the only maze.
There was this big, loud explosion, and these guys came out of nowhere. Started shooting up the place.
That's right, Thomas. Turns out none of you were actually that special after all. This kind of reminds me back when I was a kid and I was watching the end of Digimon. Like, the whole show up to that point was about the 8 Digidestined kids who were saving the world or whatever. But then at the end, it's like, ha, psych, actually there's thousands of Digidestined. And actually, you're not that special, really. Also this part.
My deal. What do you guys want to play?
How about strip club, huh?
Some boy named Ty's on the phone for your friend Kari.
Like, this kind of removes a lot of the tension here about, like, these main kids specifically running and fighting for their lives, because turns out there's, like, hundreds of other kids in dozens of mazes. And each maze has a totally different experimental setup.
How long you guys been here? Not long, just a day or two. The kid over there has been here the longest. Almost a week.
His maze was nothing but girls.
My dude, can you imagine having an entire maze glade of only girls? I mean, can you just think of how supportive and orderly the whole thing would be? They'd solve the maze in 3 days and have a full PowerPoint presentation afterwards. Women, am I right? Like in the first movie, it's like, hey, this idiot doesn't even know his own name. Let's kill him. But then the girl maze is probably like, oh, what's that? You don't remember your name? Yeah, okay, that's fine. Anyway, so this guy, named Jansen, by the way, he takes Thomas into an interrogation room and wants to ask him some questions that ultimately lead nowhere.
Well, I won't take up too much of your time. I really only have one question. What do you remember about Wicked?
Defy defying gravity. But you know, like, if your company's named Wicked, like, what are you even doing? All right, everyone, welcome to the semi-annual conference for the League of Shadow Evil Darkness for kicking puppies and making children starve, but we are in fact actually the good guys, okay? I swear, trust me. The committee would like to recognize Ricardo Grande as our minutes taker this evening.
Whose side are you on?
I remember I used to work for Wicked. I remember that they sent me into the maze.
Anyway, so every day, about 10 or so kids get called up during dinner and they get taken away to who knows where.
Connor. Evelyn. Squiggy. All right, settle down.
Oh no, it's like holes. They're just using everyone's gamer tags now. All right, listen up, Barf Bag, Armpit, Zigzag, Giggly Mushroom 7, Step on Me, Tony the Tiger 25, Pixar Mom X __X, and Goku's Spirit Bong. Yes, very clever. Anyway, so Thomas and friends don't get called, so they go to bed. But that night, this kid named Eris, he takes Thomas through like the largest, most heavily fortified air ducts I've ever seen, because he wants to show him something a little interesting.
Watch.
Wait a minute, a movie about teenagers where the adults can't be trusted? That's just crazy. Now, of course, Thomas wants to know what's going on inside that room, so he pretends to fight the guard so he can steal the badge, and then he sneaks back into the air duct and goes into that mystery room, and you'll never guess what's in there. Just kidding, it's actually pretty obvious. So what they find out is that these are the kids who've been taken away during dinner, and they're hooked up to these machines to be like drained or something. And naturally, Thomas is like, that's weird. But right then, Jansen walks in and starts having a Zoom call with a certain special little someone.
Good evening, Dr. Page. Lovely to see you again. Although I admit I wasn't expecting to hear from you quite so soon.
Change of plans, Jansen. I'll be arriving a little sooner than expected. First thing tomorrow.
Oh my goodness, what's that? Adults are liars. It's kind of like that moment in every kid's life when you discover that your parents have this like insane lore backstory that they've never told you, but then they ground you for getting a C on your math test, like, yeah, okay, mom. But then this whole Zoom call thing starts taking a crazy turn.
I just received board approval. I want all the remaining subjects sedated and prepped for harvest by the time I arrive.
Might I suggest we start with the most recent arrivals?
Just get it done.
Now, upon hearing this, Thomas thinks that it maybe, sorta, kinda might be time to leave. So he gathers up all of his friends, including a couple new kids who you should probably not get too attached to, and through the titanium reinforced air ducts that can somehow hold like 10 people, they manage to escape the facility and into what everyone calls the Scorch. And this is about the point where the movie just like totally turns into a generic zombie action movie. Like they go into this old abandoned shopping mall, and inside of it, it's a bunch of zombones who've been infected with the flare. Don't let flare-ups stop you from living the life you never wanted. From using stupid acronyms in everyday conversation like KPI or EOD, to telling your cousin that, yeah, you know, that one guy did get big on SoundCloud, so you probably will too. All the way to pretending to laugh at a meme your coworker sent you because if you don't, he'll just send you another one anyway. Take back your life and say goodbye to flare-ups with Masonex.
What the hell is that thing? Gotta move, go!
And one of the kids gets like scratched and bitten and therefore infected, which like, I thought the whole point of this is that they're immune and their brain enzymes or whatever are the cure for all this. But then just kidding, they can totally turn into zombies anyway?
It's growing inside me. I'm not gonna make it.
So most of the movie's just them going from set piece to set piece where they escape the facility into a shopping mall, and then they go into a desert where they walk during the daytime like idiots. Yeah, sure is hot, huh? Maybe you could have walked at night. You ever thought of that? But in the middle of all this, Thomas has a very interesting conversation with Teresa.
And they all started coming back.
Your memories.
And I remember why we were there. We thought we could fix all this. I think we should go back.
After everything they've done to us.
It's not that simple.
Yeah, I think it is that simple.
No, you don't understand.
Hey!
Guys, get down here!
Winston, what are you doing?
Oh yeah, sure, no problem, Teresa. Let's just circle back on this incredibly important sounding conversation first chance we get, am I right? But then they walk for days and days, and then they meet another human faction who has secrets. And never at any point during all of this did Teresa think it was a good idea to be like, hey, remember the conversation we had earlier that was like the key to the entire plot of the series? What if we did that again? Anyway, so after escaping a lightning storm in which Minho gets struck, oh, that's why his hair is always sticking up like that. Then they meet that one guy from Breaking Bad and his adopted daughter, I think, who they think are part of this rebel faction called the Right Arm. But actually, they're just bounty hunters looking to sell kids to Wicked. Defy gravity!
Do you ever get the feeling the whole world's against you?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much been my entire personality since I was like 14, so by all means, please continue.
3 questions. Where did you come from? Where are you going? How can I profit?
Well, my dude, have I got some bad news for you about the economy at the moment. But then that one dude, Jansen, from the previous facility flies in on his helicopter to take the kids away, but for some reason, this dude and his daughter decide to help the kids escape and find the Right Arm because they're tired of living under Wicked's thumb, I guess. And they might know someone who knows where the Right Arm is. And like, this movie is just so big, it's way too big for itself. And they go to so many places and they meet so many people, but like, it just fills time. All this stuff happens, but none of it really matters. And like, you don't really get enough time to appreciate anything they're doing anyway. Like this whole part.
Are you sure this is a place?
You here for the party?
Heck yeah, let's go.
No.
Okay, never mind.
Are you Marcus?
The voice of Hey from Moana.
And do you think it while you say that?
That really is. But
I'm from the theater originally. And so
Juilliard.
Anyway, so this very normal young man makes Thomas and Brenda, this girl, drink this like Listerine mouthwash or whatever this is, and then they're both like, hey, like, what if we went to the McDonald's drive-thru, but like we were on skateboards? Dude, that'd be like so funny.
that was fun.
Brenda?
They're not here.
Okay.
No, but like, if Buzz Lightyear thought he was a space ranger, then why did he freeze every time Andy came in the room? Like, you know what I mean? Like what? Also, like, okay, so this movie's about 2 hours and 10 minutes, but boy, does it feel like a 4-hour movie. Anyway, so long story short, Thomas gets rescued from Burning Man by his friends, and through the power of some friendly persuasion techniques, they find out how to get to the Right Arm. But said arm is none too thrilled about having visitors skulking about.
On your feet. Let's go. Move. Back up.
See.
You two over here now.
Come on, let's go.
Don't be stupid. Move. Eris?
Well, you can take me wherever you want. Now, we find out that these girls were in the maze that Eris was part of, and so they're all like best friends or whatever, right? So they get taken to the home base camp of the Right Arm, which is not quite as robust of an army as Thomas had been led to believe.
You check him?
I know this guy, Eris. I trust him.
I don't. Check him.
Hey, boss.
Oh yeah, sorry, whoops, I forgot to mention that Brenda gets bit at some point by a zombie, and in the Right Arm there's like a scientist who she used to work for Wicked, so she knows what to do.
You know, at first we had the best intentions. Find a cure, save the world. It was clear you kids were the key. An enzyme produced by the brains of the immune. Once separated from the bloodstream, it can serve as a powerful agent to slow the spread of the virus.
Yeah, exactly, that's what I'm saying! What is any of this about? Are they immune? Are they not immune? They're the cure, but they can get infected, but also their blood makes the antidote? What are the stakes of this movie? Doesn't make any sense! Sir, could you just pull ahead and grab your food, please? But okay, so once everyone settles in, Thomas finally decides to talk to Teresa again about the extremely important conversation from earlier that they've put off now for about 3 weeks.
Millions of people suffering out there. We can't turn our backs on them.
Wait, what are you saying?
I'm saying I want you to understand.
Understand what?
Why I did it.
Yeah, so Teresa betrays everyone and tells Wicked where they are because she doesn't want any more innocent people to suffer, except, you know, the kids being hung up by their necks and this entire encampment being torched or thousands of kids in the mazes, but like, hey, who cares, right? Her motivation is so bizarre, like it makes no sense.
Teresa. Please don't fight them, Thomas.
You know, one of my favorite things about this movie is how, like, no matter how dangerous or life-threatening things get, Thomas will stare at everything for so long. Oh no, the entire place is about to explode. Whoa, dude. Holy crap, a giant lightning storm. Yo, this is crazy, man. Your best friend / crush just betrayed all of you. Whoa, what? And so in the end, Jansen brings in a bunch of soldiers to take everyone back. But Thomas and friends fight them off as best they can. Aw man, how tragic. He couldn't get his contract renewed for a third movie. But finally, Thomas and friends fight the dudes off, except they get Minho and Teresa, who just kind of like goes along with them willingly. And now they just have nothing except each other, I guess.
It's not just about Minho. It's about all of us. It's about everyone Wicked's ever taken, everyone they will take. They'll never stop. They'll never stop, so I'm gonna stop them.
And that's where Maze Runner Scorch Trials comes to an end. Yeah, I tell you, man, this movie is all over the place. It tries to do so many things. Like, in book form, this probably works a lot better, but they tried to fit so much into this movie. Like, it's almost comical, just like how much stuff happens to these kids in 2 hours. The second movie definitely loses, like, the Maze Runner identity because, like, all the fun, interesting, unique stuff that we got in the first movie, that's all just gone. Now it's just kids fighting zombies. But anyway, so Maze Runner 2 came out 1 year after the first one, but then it took 3 years to get the last movie, which came out in 2018. And we'll talk about that soon, probably. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, please watch another one, because that's how the algorithm works. So click on this one that's being recommended to you right now, right here on the screen. It actually helps a lot if you do that, because like that's how YouTube knows that my videos are worth caring about. Anyway, hope I made your day a little bit better, and I'll see you all next time.